would like to call upon our special guest speaker, Deepthi Ravula. A round of applause for Deepthi.
First of all, good morning, everyone. A pleasure being here. Apologies for being super late. Personal exigencies, so apologies on that. So I missed the speech of Mrs. Nilima Sandeep Garu, and it was a pleasure actually hearing from Pushkar. Pushkar, I'm happy to share that I'm also a Coursera student. I'm actually pursuing my MSc in Innovation and Entrepreneurship from HEC. And I'll probably be graduating, I don't even know, without ever having to step foot on an actual campus. I'll be graduating, I think, so thank you for that. And that's what I did during the pandemic. So I'll just not speak a lot. Sudhir gave me 4 minutes, so I'll stick in that time. First of all, digital education is brilliant, Coursera is awesome, everything is there. But one thing I'd like to really talk to all of you about is that while digital skills, jobs are all great, and industry-ready skills are also very important, one of the most important things that you need to work on is yourself. Okay, you may have the most impressive resume, but the fact is, if you're not able to execute, what's the point of having the most impressive education at all? So every employer is looking for somebody who can learn, adapt and execute and be agile in how they are doing it. So that is what everybody is looking for. So that is one. Second thing is, you saw the profiles that I think Pushka was sharing on the, the kind of skills and all that stuff. I'll be honest, every job needs every skill. So to give a little bit of a context, I'm a hardware engineer. I don't know much about software. The maximum software I can learn is Perl and Python. And you might know why that is, right? It is very conversational. Syntax is not a pain, it's easy to write. So I do both of those. And I actually worked as an RF engineer. I was doing antenna design in the US for about 15 years. I worked for companies like Nokia, Palm, Atheros, and so much more. And I was working a lot on coexistence. I was doing a lot of things. But let's say if a pandemic hit about 15 years ago, can I actually work from home? Can an RF engineer work from home? Can anybody who works in hardware actually work from home? No, we can't, right? The case is still the same. We still need people who need to kind of design, be in a lab. But the difference is, while you're doing all this, for a hardware engineer as well, I need to know more about how do I build something which can actually run my entire testing system automated, isn't it? Let's say if I'm trying to kind of like, I'm trying to calibrate my transceiver, right? I'm trying to see if I change the power, if I'm doing some radiator testing within a shield box, how do I actually control the shield box? How do I make sure that, the antenna placement can be different? I can try different kind of antenna sockets and things like that. So I need to be a lot more well-versed in understanding the system level kind of software also. So how do I build those kind of systems? All the skills that Pushka was mentioning, robotics, data, analytics, whatever else, I need to know all that in addition to being my main job, isn't it? So the future of skills is not to be an expert in one thing, but being open to learning everything to get your job done the best way you can. So that is what you all need to prepare for. Second thing is also there is no one job and one job profile and one set of skills that are needed anymore, isn't it? So I don't think that, I'm an RF engineer. I was in the lab for about 60 to 18 hours a day. And then when I got the chance to be part of the government of Telangana, so I moved and I started writing policy and doing investment promotions and speaking on stage. So I went from a job which needed me not to speak to people to actually being on stage all the time and talk about policy, talk about numbers, talk about data, talk about competitor analysis and so much more. So the reason I'm highlighting this fact is that you need to be agile and adaptable and take initiative. That is the number one skill all of you need to have. And last and most important thing is that while there is a lot of conversation around converged world, right? There's a lot of topic and a lot of conversations around converged world, converged skills, whatever else. I think you have to become that converged person. And that is what is needed for you to be ready now and ready in the future. Otherwise, we lose relevance as an individual, as a leader, as an engineer, whatever else, as an educator also. So there is a lot of need for us to be very aware of what is going around us and always learn, execute, unlearn and relearn. If you keep on doing it, you will stay relevant forever. And when somebody tells you that the computers are taking jobs, whatever else is taking jobs, whatever else, nobody is taking anybody's jobs. The jobs that we know are changing. That's what we need to understand. And I am part of the government of Telangana innovation ecosystem. So we want to really urge upon all of you to actually be entrepreneurs also. So what does being an entrepreneur mean? Does anybody know what an entrepreneur actually means? Chapan? Yes, that is one very nice of way of me saying it.
So basically, you solve real world problems, add value to the society,
Yes.
and in turn, you create value for yourself as a leader, as an entrepreneur.
Brilliant, thank you. So what was mentioned is that you solve real world problems, you create a solution, you add value to society, and in turn you grow as a leader. Yes? Exactly, creating value with profit, creating jobs, isn't it? The role of an entrepreneur is to actually create economy and add and employment. These are the two reasons why people like me have jobs today. So I would like to invite all of you to not just look at entrepreneur as a job. It's not a job, it is not a career choice. It is something that you take initiative, you add to the economy and create employment for everybody. And I would also like to request all of you to take a lot of courses on Coursera, work very closely with Mr. Sandeep also through real world experience that you can gain from HiCA and also RealPage, and make sure that you can actually create something by yourself. Don't think that whatever you create will become, I hope not, the next Meta or next whatever else, but something which will actually change the world for good. Don't think that it's going to happen, because a lot of times one of the biggest challenges you guys will see as entrepreneurs is that you are so much is glorified, right? You hear about Mark Zuckerberg, he dropped out of school and became something, and Bill Gates did something. Honestly, nobody dropped out of school. They had all the metrics, all the support that they needed. They are from extremely financially well-to-do families. They could afford to drop out from school. So all of you, if you want to go out, take an idea and make a prototype and scale it to make it a student startup or an actual startup also. The Telangana innovation ecosystem is always there. And we'd like to invite ma'am, Anurag, to kind of check out what T-Hub is doing, what TSIC is doing, what we are doing at T-Works, and also see how, if any brilliant ideas that are here in the college, how we can scale them to actually not be student-led startups, but startups, which actually can become, role models for not just the state, but the country as well. So with that, and I end, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I look forward to our panel discussion.